Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. We have a great show for you tonight. Our first guest of the night is economist Brian. So Brian, how about you give us a quick economic overview of Cali, Colombia?
Oil, coffee, flowers, and banana are Colombia's main exports. Free market and open trade has allowed the country to grow financially over the last several decades. Real GDP growth has averaged 4.8% from 2010 to 2014, following a decade of strong economic performance. However, 27.8% of the population in Colombia is below the poverty line. Colombia has a Gini index of 53.5, ranking 11th highest in the world and second among Latin American countries. Drug trade had a strong influence on the economy of the country in the 1980s, resulting in an economic boom from money laundering. The country's declaration on the war on drugs helped lead to an economic recession in the late 20th century. Economic conditions have changed in the 21st century as the city has moved towards the globalization of the economy. In fall of 2016, the Colombian government and the Revolutionary Armed Forces of Colombia, also known as the FARC, the largest rebel group in the country, signed a peace agreement ending a 52-year war. The FARC was heavily financed by the Colombian drug trade. The war claimed the lives of over 220,000 people and displaced 5 million more.
Now Reed will talk about daily life in Cali, Colombia. As far as daily life in Cali, Colombia, lower income homes are normally made of brick and can house single or multi-families. They can also be single or multi-storied. For middle or higher income homes, they normally live in housing complexes called urbanizaciones with updated or modern amenities. The household organization patterns typically include a mother, father, and 2 to 4 children, although rural families and families living near the coast can be much larger. The father is considered the head of the household and makes most of the financial decisions. However, the mother usually works too, as even lower income homes, the mother works as secretary or domestic workers. Family support and unity is very important in Cali, Colombia, and important decisions such as career choice or marriage are often discussed with all members of the family to keep each other involved in each other's daily lives. Elderly family members are also visited on a weekly basis. Children living in lower class homes typically work alongside their parents in small businesses or in the fields. With few alternatives to a life of poverty, many rural children join the illegal armed groups. Middle-class children normally are given chores around the house to teach discipline. Next we have Stephen, who will discuss language and religion.
Spanish is the native language spoken in Cali, Colombia, as well as the surrounding cities. In terms of religion, Colombia practices the rights of freedom of religion after the Colombian Constitution abolished the previous rule saying that the Roman Catholic Church was the state church in 1991. The main religion in Cali is Catholicism with about 75% of the population, with Protestantism a distant second. During the colonial period, the Catholic Church was in charge of most of the institutions of the public, including schools, libraries, hospitals, and jails. This power of control has since faded off, but some aspects still remain.
Our final guests of the night are going to be Chris and Billy.
Santiago de Cali was founded on July 25, 1536 by Sebastian de Balcazar, who was part of the equipage of Columbus's third journey to the Americas in 1498. Cali remained a pretty small city until the 18th century, most of them living in haciendas and dedicated to plantations, sugarcane, cotton, and cattle. Most of Colombia's exports passed through Cali on their way to the port of Buenaventura.
So, Chris, what are your thoughts on tourism?
There are lots of things to do in Cali, Colombia, one of them being the Cali Tower, which is the tallest building in Cali and one of the major landmarks within the city. It is located in the financial district of the city and it operates as a 5-star hotel called the Torre de Cali. as well as serves as the headquarters for banks and financial institutions. It was built between 1980 and 1984 and has 44 floors. There's also the Cali Zoo, which is known for being one of the best zoos in Latin America. The zoo is located west of the city in Santa Teresa and is a great place to experience nature and a wide variety of species.
Chris, what are your thoughts on tourism?
Cristo Rey, the country's largest statue of Christ, sits on a mountain just outside the city in Cali. This statue is 21 meters high, weighs more than 464 tons, and can easily be spotted from the downtown valley. In our interview with Camila Diaz at Cali Local, we found out this is a favorite spot for Cali couples to hang out because of the beautiful and romantic view of the city. For 2,000 pesos, you can take public transportation to the statue, or for an average of 13,000 pesos, you can take a taxi ride there. Although entry to the statue park is free, tourists will pay guides to take them to the statue and teach them the history of it. Because this is a hot spot for tourists, local vendors will set up around the statue to sell food and other products to the statue visitors.
Well, that's the end of our show. Thank you for tuning in. Good night.